Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. Today I have a Bible journaling process for you in my Interleaf Bible, and today I am going to be journaling my word of the year. So I know it's the middle of the month of January. I really have been praying and just digging in on my word, and I wanted to show you where God confirmed the word for me. So I have a review on this devotional book on my channel. I will link that below, but I was kind of thinking of the word posture and position, and those two words were kind of what God was placing on my heart. And then I read this section, which was position, in this devotional, and that's when I knew that God was really speaking to me about this word, and I knew this would be my word for the following year. So in here, she talks about David and his humility and authority in each position that he was given. And I want to journal that in my illustrating Bible. And so I will be using this printable from ConfidentCanvas, LaQuisha. She has a Patreon group, and in that Patreon group, she releases printables. And she released this with full color and some words, and it was beautiful art. But she also released the black and white version, so you can kind of do art as you like. So I think this was perfect. When I saw her, I just knew what I wanted to do. And I was inspired by the colors in this Lemon Tree Studio card. You can draw inspiration from absolutely anywhere. And I was inspired by these colors. I was like, what a nice pop or combination of colors. So I pulled these three. I didn't have this bright pink, but these are the three colors that I pulled. And yeah, I'm going to be journaling this, and I have my paintbrushes, and I'm going to put you on fast forward, and let's dig in. First thing I'm going to do is show you how I use the printable to trace her face just halfway onto the page. And then now I'm going to go in with some color. So I put this on super fast forward because laying down all this paint took quite some time. I didn't want you to see me laying down paint forever. I start with these three colors first, and I'm just making little swatches. So I start with this pretty pink lavender color. And then I'm gonna go in with smaller little swatches with the green. The reason I went a little smaller with the green is because I wanted a bit more of it, but I wanted them in smaller batches. And then I'm gonna go in and do bigger swatches with the blue. So I'm just doing big swatches of blue. There's no rhyme or reason to the way I'm doing it. I'm just adding some color to the page. I do go in and layer in some more of the beautiful lavender color, and then I try to put in some green where I see some leftover space. So then I decide that it needs just a little bit more color. So then I get this sherbet color, and it's also by Handmade Modern. And then I go ahead and I add this, and I think these three colors really come together beautifully. So I'm glad I added a fourth color. So I'm just making little swatches, going in between the other colors, trying to really layer. And it's okay if the colors kind of blend a little, that's okay. I'm going for a really messy mixed media feel, so I'm just going for it, you guys. So now I'm going to dry this off really well. And then I decide to grab this Dina Wakley turquoise color, and this is one of those mixed media gloss sprays. And what I do is I'm using the nozzle, I'm dipping it into the color, and I'm filling in all the white space that's left over. This is gonna give it like that glossy texture and when it's completely dry. And I just love that the nozzle made it super easy for me to fill in that white space. With a brush, it might have been a little bit harder. And because it's kind of a gloss spray, it does a great job of keeping off of the acrylic and just filling in where the matte paper space is. So now I'm grabbing these beautiful journaling cards I had purchased from Kaale, Bangs Designs, and basically she had this set of printables where you can have custom made with your word of the year. And my word of the year is the word position. So there was a page with lots of that word in different fonts and different colors. And then she had these beautiful journaling cards with the word position as well. So I took out 2 of the journaling cards, but this one I'm going to have to layer on cardstock before I glue it back to back, because I did print on some cardstock that was scrap paper. That way you won't be able to see through. So I'm going to snip the edges, and then on one side, on the back side, I'm going to put my journaling. So here's the page with the word position over and over in different colors and fonts. I love that I'll have this at my disposal so I can journal what this word means to me and how I'm using this word throughout the year. So I love that I have all those words. I'm going to use one of these on my journaling card and one of them on the actual journaling page. Here, I'm just writing a prayer to God about the word position. Position, I know a lot of people think it's a weird word, but the way that God brought it to my life was, are you using your position to the best of your ability for God's glory? Are you being humble and authoritative, just like David was in his position? And are you not taking your position for granted no matter where God places you? And I do a little bit of that journaling, just asking God, please make sure, or please help me to not take or undermine anywhere where you place me. Because sometimes we don't see ourselves in the position that we want to be in, but God put you there for a reason. God places you there for a reason. So you need to make sure that you are serving and honoring God wherever God places you. So here I went in with a Pasha paint pen, and I'm just writing the words, I have been chosen and positioned for his glory. I love this Pasha paint pen. It really is amazing because it writes really well. It's an acrylic paint and it writes really well over mixed media and acrylic paint, obviously. So I use that to put in my title. Now I'm going in with my favorite brown marker. This is actually a mild liner, which is usually used for highlighting, but it is the perfect brown for skin color in my opinion. So you probably have seen me use this before. I have used this brown to color in usually girls with darker skin to match my skin tone, and I love this marker. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the eyes, and then I'm going to fill it in with black, but then I'm going to add this dot of the Pasha paint pen just to add a little sheen to the eye. And now I'm using my Faber-Castell Big Pit markers, and I'm using a couple of colors to kind of add and blend in colors to make her pop a little bit more. So then I decide to grab this little piece that came from the card, and I was going to attach it to the top. I was trying to find a way, and I fussed with it, but it didn't end up working out. So I actually don't even end up using it in my page. And I just added this in here so you can see that sometimes things don't work out exactly how you plan them to, but then I move on and I decide to go with something else. So now I am going to use this position card, and I'm going to actually get a tab. So I'm going to use my tab punch from We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm going to punch out 2 tabs from this journaling card. And I'm going to adhere both sides, that way one side is not left blank. And I'm going to adhere that to the top of my journaling card. And now I'm just going to secure it with my tiny attacher. These little clips are from Felicity Jane. I love them, and I'm going to use this to clip this to the top of my page. Now I'm going to go in and underline where I was reading. And that is all. That is it, darlings. I love how it turned out, and I love how colorful it turned out. I knew there was going to be a lot of color, but I feel like it's even more pronounced after it was all put together. I love that I was able to tuck my prayer right behind here and add it in with a little clip from Felicity Jane. So thank you so much for joining me here today. If you are new here, I hope you consider subscribing, hit that like button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And thank you so much for joining me each and every video, darlings. God bless. Bye.